So the other questions are about the discussion board. So real quick, when you are in our course and you go to a discussion board, so for instance, for the introduction, you're going to come into the discussion board, and when you get in here, you're going to find a person who you want to respond to, and you're going to click down here at the bottom, reply. So you can reply to your peers in here. And this really is pretty basic. I love the way that Canvas is set up in order of kind of putting all these out here like you would see them normally and not having all the threads like we used to have in Blackboard. So this is really, really nice. So you're going to click reply, and you're going to come down and type in your response, and then you're going to post your reply. And that's what you need to do there. Spelling does count. Grammar does matter. And as far as analyzing someone's thoughts in a discussion board, you want to follow some instructions there. It's okay to disagree with someone in a discussion board response. However, you don't necessarily want to disqualify their point of view. You would add your point of view to the discussion board rather than analyze their point of view. That's really for me to do as their professor. So when you get in there, you could always say something like, I had a different opinion than you, or while I can see how you got to this particular interpretation, I also got a different interpretation. Here's the interpretation that I got. So those are some key things to know about responding and analyzing or interpreting someone else's discussion board post. So there is a correction. So I'm just going to go through a couple of due dates here. If you're in ENC 1101, we are going to have the revised due dates of your writing consultation being due on Wednesday and your discussion board and peer responses being due on Friday and Sunday for the definition statement. And then we're going to move that other writing process discussion board back a week, and that's going to be due the following week. For American Lit, there are just a couple of due dates here that are going to change. We're going to have the first reading journal and first reading exercise going to be due on 9/10 and 9/12, and your literary quiz will be due on 9/15. In ENC 1102, you're going to have reading journals 1, 2, and 3 dates revised, and those revised dates are Reading Journal 1, September 11th, Reading Journal 2, September 13th, and Reading Journal 3, September 16th. And just a special note about that, for Reading Journals 2 and 3, please ignore the instructions to find a piece of pre-Civil War literature. That was actually an accident, something that got copied and pasted in there. So I've gone back and taken those out for those two reading journals, 2 and 3. However, I'm going to have to go back in and take them out for the rest because it got copied into all of them. So I'll be on to that in a couple of days. And then if you're in Intro to Lit, you're going to have 2 new due dates. That is going to be Reading Journal 1 due September 10th and Reading Journal 2 due September 12th. So please stay tuned. I will be reaching out to Valencia to see about getting some information on the changes to Smart Thinking. There seems to be something there. It may just be the link is old and it needs to be revised, but let me check into that and I'll post something about that later on today and or at the latest tomorrow to let you know. If you are in my ENC 1101 course and you are meeting with me face-to-face tomorrow, either at 10 or 11:15, I need you to bring a draft of your definition statement to class as we will be working on that. So I will post that in the announcement, but I want to put that on here as well. And if you're in my ENC 1101 class, that meets online. You are, of course, welcome to come in if you have questions. You can either come in and kind of go over those when we go over questions as a course. You can also work on your definition statement with us if you like to, or you can ask me questions when we kind of break off into groups and start working on those definition statements in class. I had one other question, and that was about where to go to download Microsoft Office as a student. So I just went to Google and I typed in Valencia College student download Microsoft Office. And when you do that, the first link that you get, so let's actually just do that search, is down here in the PDF, and this will tell you how to download all those things. And so you'll see that if we go here. So again, I'll be back in touch with you again about smart thinking. I've been locked out for a little while, so hopefully I'll get back on soon and be able to post something about that shortly. All right, stay tuned.